Don't accept candy from strangers, and don't accept books from thin air. Tonight's review is on The Babadook. This film follows a mother whose son is terrified of the monsters that might be hiding in the closet or under the bed, to the point where he's actually creating dangerous weapons to fight these phantoms. So, like any good parent, every night the mother reads him a bedtime story to calm his nerves. One night she finds this new book on his shelf called Mr. Babadook. Once she reads it to him, he becomes terrified of the Babadook. The bad news is that there might be something to fear this time. From what I've heard, as much as this movie has been hyped up, there are some people who don't like the Babadook, mainly because they saw the trailer and were expecting an all-out monster movie. It is a monster movie in part. I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything when I say that you do get to see Mr. Babadook, but all you get are a couple of brief glimpses. There are also some people who didn't like Insidious because of how much it showed Darth Maul. If you're the type of person who feels that less is more, then this might be the movie for you. Most of all, this movie focuses on the relationship between the mother and her son. The mother suffered a great loss a long time ago, and she still hasn't stopped grieving. This isn't helped by the stress that her son is bringing into her life. I have to say, the boy in this movie has got to be the most annoying child I've seen in a film, but it was portrayed in a very realistic way. With the exception of the homemade weapons, I have seen some children who act similarly, and there were even a couple of moments that I could relate to. I was a pain in the ass as a child. At the same time, they don't make him completely unlikable. You do clearly see that he loves and cares about his mother. The mother deeply cares about her child too, but due to the fact that she hasn't found a way to cope with the loss I mentioned, it feels like she isn't giving him the proper care and attention that he needs, which leads to his fears and behavioral issues. Once the Babadook enters the picture, it strangles their relationship. Much like the ghost from Lights Out, the monster in this movie is a physical personification of mental illness. And the last 30 minutes of this movie were not easy for me to sit through. There isn't any gore or disgusting imagery, but The Babadook might possibly be the most psychologically disturbing movie I've seen. There are just certain concepts in this film that struck a chord with me. The Babadook is also one of the most hyped horror films I've seen, and I have to say, after seeing it, it exceeded my expectations. As long as you're not expecting some kind of creature feature and you're interested in horror of the more psychological variety, then this comes very highly recommended. I hope y'all have a good one.